The United States is famous for its endless highways, its love for speed, and a culture that lives and breathes motorcycles. But among the millions of bikes out there, there are a few that almost no one has ever seen. Rare models built in limited numbers, experimental prototypes that never made it to market, and custom machines that became true legends over time. Today, we're taking a look at the 10 rarest motorcycles in the United States, each with its own story, its own design, and its own reason to be remembered. If you're into motorcycles and great stories, this video is for you. Long before superbikes and turbocharged engines, there was a legend called the Flying Merkel. One of the very first truly fast motorcycles in history. Between 1911 and 1915, it ruled the tracks and roads of the United States. With its V-twin engine of up to 1,000 cubic centimeters and that bright orange frame, the Merkel became a symbol of innovation and courage. It featured incredible engineering for its time: a spring-link front suspension, automatic lubrication, and an ignition system so advanced it felt like magic in 1911. But the most impressive part was its spirit. The Flying Merkel wasn't built for comfort. It was built to push limits. It raced when helmets were made of leather and brakes were almost symbolic. Sadly, production ended in 1915 when the company closed its doors. But the name lived on. Flying Merkel became a symbol of the birth of speed, and to this day, it's one of the most coveted motorcycles among collectors around the world. During World War II, while the world was burning in chaos, Harley-Davidson built a motorcycle to ride alongside the soldiers, the legendary WLA Liberator. It was tough, simple, and built to survive the impossible. At its heart was a 740 cubic centimeter V-twin engine with just over 23 horsepower. But what it delivered wasn't speed, it was endurance. The WLA faced mud, snow, deserts, and battlefields. It carried messages, medics, and soldiers. And when the Americans advanced across Europe, there they were, their headlights covered, their tires thick, and that unmistakable sound echoing through the noise of war. After the conflict ended, thousands of these bikes were sold to civilians, and that's where a new symbol was born, the spirit of motorcycling freedom. The Harley WLA left the trenches and became an icon of the open road. More than a machine, it was, and still is, the sound of American freedom. Before Harley-Davidson became the symbol of freedom we all know today, there was a motorcycle that started it all, the Harley-Davidson EL Knucklehead. Released in 1936, it was a revolution on two wheels. It was the first Harley with an overhead valve V-twin engine, 61 cubic inches, or about 1,000 cubic centimeters, delivering around 40 horsepower of pure boldness. The nickname Knucklehead came from the shape of the engine's rocker covers, which looked like knuckles. But the name stuck because the bike was tough, reliable, and full of attitude. The Knucklehead brought new technology for its time: recirculating lubrication, a 4-speed transmission, and a look that would define Harley's style for decades. It survived the Great Depression, won the hearts of riders, tore through dirt tracks, and became the foundation of American custom culture. The EL Knucklehead wasn't just a motorcycle, it was the beginning of the legend, the spark that ignited the Harley-Davidson myth. In the early 1900s, when riding a motorcycle was still an act of bravery, a machine appeared that looked like it came from the future, the Pierce 4. Built between 1909 and 1914, it was America's first four-cylinder motorcycle. Its 700 cubic centimeter engine made about 7 horsepower and could reach nearly 100 kilometers per hour. Unbelievable for its time. The Pierce wasn't just fast, it was elegant. Its tubular frame carried both fuel and oil inside. A brilliant and clean design solution. It even had shaft drive and smooth performance that made it feel like a luxury car on 2 wheels. Each one was hand-built, expensive, and ahead of its time, so much that it didn't last long. But the Pierce 4 remains a symbol of engineering beauty. In the 1930s, when style mattered as much as speed, the Indian 4 reigned as the queen of American highways. Produced from 1929 to 1942, it carried a 1,265 cubic centimeter inline-4 engine, producing 40 horsepower and a sound so smooth it felt like mechanical poetry. While other bikes vibrated and roared, the Indian 4 sang with elegance. It could cruise long distances in comfort and style. A luxury touring bike before the term even existed. Its look was unmistakable. Wide tank, teardrop fenders, and that shining red badge. It was the ride of police officers, travelers, and dreamers. When World War II began, production stopped, but the legend didn't die. Because some machines aren't just built to move, they're built to carry freedom itself. This is the Motus MST 2014, one of the rarest and boldest motorcycles ever built in the United States. Made in Birmingham, Alabama, it was born from the dream of creating a touring bike with a sport bike soul, and it ended up becoming a modern legend. Under the tank beats a 1,650 cubic centimeters longitudinal V4 with 165 horsepower and over 120 Newton-meters of torque. A pushrod engine, like those in American muscle cars, giving that deep metallic rumble that sounds alive. It features a tubular steel frame, Öhlins suspension, Brembo brakes, and a 720-watt alternator to power any touring accessory you can imagine. And it's not just beautiful. The MST broke speed records at Bonneville, hitting nearly 270 kilometers per hour, with just around 200 units ever made. It's an absolute rarity. A motorcycle built for those who love torque, personality, and feeling their heartbeat in sync with the engine. In 1994, Harley-Davidson did something no one expected. It went racing. That's when the VR 1000 was born. Forget chrome and cruisers, this was a pure race machine built to take on Ducati, Honda, and Suzuki on the track. Powered by a 996 cubic centimeter V-twin, it delivered 135 horsepower, electronic fuel injection, dual overhead cams, and liquid cooling. Words rarely seen on a Harley. The frame was designed with Roush Racing, and Eric Buell shaped its aerodynamic bodywork. It competed in AMA Superbike but never won. Lack of funding and development held it back. Still, the VR 1000 became a cult legend. The first modern Harley that dared to challenge tradition. A bike that tried to turn heritage into horsepower. Today, owning a VR 1000 isn't just having a Harley, it's holding a piece of rebellion. The 1970s. Dust, noise, and adrenaline. Amid the chaos of American dirt tracks, one motorcycle became a living legend. The Harley-Davidson XR 750. Born in 1970, it was built to dominate flat track racing. And it did. Its 750 cubic centimeter V-twin was light, powerful, and perfectly balanced. A Harley made to win, not to cruise. The XR 750 wasn't just a racer. It was Evel Knievel's bike, the stuntman who jumped buses, fountains, and even canyons with it. With over 500 victories in AMA competitions, it remains the most successful race bike in American history. The XR 750 represents the perfect blend of raw power, precision, and rebellion. It wasn't made for the road, it was made to leave marks in the dirt and in history. In the 1930s, while Harley and Indian ruled the roads, one man in Los Angeles decided to take them on. His name was Albert Crocker, and his creation, the Crocker V-Twin. From 1936 to 1942, he built one of the most powerful motorcycles of its time, a 1,000cc V-Twin that could outrun any rival. While others hit 120 kilometers per hour, the Crocker easily passed 160. It was raw power, hand-built perfection. Each bike was custom-made, tailored for its owner. No mass production, just craftsmanship. Albert used to say, "If anyone can beat my bike, I'll refund their money." No one ever did. When World War II began, the factory shut down. But the legend lived on. Today, fewer than 100 Crockers exist, each worth a fortune. In 1948, the world met a motorcycle that looked like it came from a nightmare. Fast, silent, and deadly. The Vincent Black Shadow. Built in England, it was both a masterpiece and madness on wheels. Its 998 cubic centimeters V-twin made 55 horsepower, pushing it past 200 kilometers per hour, when most cars struggled to hit 120. Its speedometer went up to 240 kilometers per hour, and that wasn't a joke. This was the bike for fearless riders, outlaws, and dreamers who lived on the edge. Everything about it was precision-built. Light tubular frame, adjustable suspension, and that deep black finish that gave it its name. When racer Raleigh Free broke records riding one at top speed, wearing only swimming trunks, the myth was sealed forever. This video was only possible thanks to the amazing content creators who shared videos and images of these incredible motorcycles online. Their channels are listed in the description. Don't forget to stop by and say thank you. These were some of the rarest motorcycles ever to ride across American roads. Each one with its own story, its own soul, and a legacy that still inspires everyone who lives the passion for two wheels. If you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next stories from the world of motorcycles. See you on the next ride.